Hello everyone, it's Matt Mrozik, aka MVM397, with an introduction to another commission I picked up. So I'm getting close on the Sinanju, the 172nd Sinanju. I have to detail the frame, and I'm about 75% way there. And actually this is let's see, today is Sunday. I haven't done any modeling up in my work area in about 2 weeks. Life kind of happened with birthdays and work and stuff, so it's one of those instances where I was going strong and then I had to take a break because life happened. So this is a gentleman that contacted me a little while ago and was wondering if he wanted to have me do a commission, and he decided to have me do one, and he picked the 172nd Jagd Doga. So if you guys follow me, you know I built one of these last summer, and personally it's probably, I don't know, I almost want to say it's the 172nd Jagd Doga I did last year's maybe my best build yet. It's a close call between the 172nd Jagd Doga and the 160th Sazabi I did a few years back. To me, those are my two top quality builds as far as just the finish and the colors and everything. There's one of those builds where everything just kind of clicked and it worked and it looks really good. So he was really impressed with that build. So he's like, hey, I'm sorry, but I picked this kit. And he's like, I actually have two of them. He's like, I picked it because I have two of these. I have the green version and the red version. And to be honest, they are exactly the same kit. The red version and the green kit, the red version and the green version are exactly the same kit. The only difference between the two versions is the head, and you get both heads in each kit. I don't have the other one out. It's actually packed up because it's to be delivered to my client eventually, whenever he can get it. But anyway, so this is just an introduction. I don't know if I don't think I did a build log on the last one, since I can't remember if I did. I know I did a lot of Facebook posting, but I can't remember if I did a video build log. But anyway, so this is the introduction video to this. Let me get my camera a little bit higher so I can open the box and show everyone what's inside in case you're not familiar with this kit. So this uses the Bandai Perfect Grade Zaku frame. You can use either the green or the red Zaku, doesn't matter, they both have the same frame. And this is a really nice, the last one I built was actually pretty good. The cleanup wasn't too bad. It was, you know, as always, it's a little, you know, I do an initial look at the kit, like, oh, it looks awesome, and then as I get into it, usually there's a little more cleanup to be done. So this is the first time I've opened this particular box, but I'm familiar with it. So with any G system kit, you open it up and you're greeted with a sleeve, and within that sleeve is your standard 3 or 4 pictures they give you, and this is one of my biggest gripes with them. I think they should give you more pictures. So here you go. Here's a good example of the two differences. So if you look at the kits, other than their color schemes, it's the head. So this one has a single horn. This one has a horn with a little antenna in the back, and the little crest is a little bit different too. If you notice, this is more angular. This is a little more more rounded. Other than that, the kits are exactly the same, and you get both heads in each kit. So if you want this kit and they say they're out of the green version, but they have the red version, get the red version. It's the exact same kit. So you get 4 photographs, one of each color scheme. There's the fronts. This is the G System paint up. And here are the backs. And as Richard Flanagan kindly pointed out last year, that I did not realize till after I put the decals on, they spelled Jagd Doga wrong on the decals, and I'll point that out. So it should be G-A-D-G, and it's G-A-D-G. So, yeah, they've got that spelled wrong on the decals. So let's see if it's spelled right on the instructions. I'm not sure. Well, no, they have it wrong there. So hold on one second. I think that's spelled wrong. Jagd. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be G-A-G or J-A-G-D. Someone correct me on that, I forget. Oh, there's another slight difference here with the decals. On the decals on their ones, it did not come with, these were white on the other kit, and these are silver. So it's another difference between the two kits. So instead of white, you get silver decals, which is kind of nice. So this client, and by the way, he's requested to remain anonymous, but his name is Matt, so we have the same name. I did mention that the decals were probably spelled wrong, and that if he wanted me to, I could probably get Samuel Decal to print me up some. He hasn't responded to that suggestion yet, but if he wants, I can probably get a set of decals printed up for about 20 bucks. Not too bad. Or anyone out there who does decals, let me know, and maybe I can pay you to print me up a set of decals for these guys. So the decals, here's the instructions. You know it's an original G-System shop kit because it has a foil sticker. If it's a GSB kit, it will not have that, and it'll have a GSB logo up in the front. G-System shop always comes with a serial number also, because they'll use that as a reference in case there's something missing. Like my 135th RX-78 I got the other week, I'm missing a bunch of pieces and there's a bunch of damage. So I've sent them an email, they've already replied. I just need to send them a list of what's missing in the damage and they'll replace it. Sometimes it takes a long time, sometimes it doesn't, we'll see. So there's the front page, and then you're greeted with always your checklist for parts. So I'll do a parts check on this probably tonight. We've had a busy weekend past few weeks. It was my wife's birthday last weekend. It's my son's birthday this weekend. Soccer games. So I'll try to do a parts check tonight. So you get a parts check for the legs, the arms. Here's a parts check for the torso, and here you got to let you know you get both versions of the kit. Red version, green version. That's the only two difference right there. And one has an extra antenna. And there's the horn for one. There should be two horns, and there's the other one right there. So those are the only difference. So on the last kit, I painted them both up the same color, and you can switch them out. Oh, and there's the shield and skirts parts. This kit has quite a few pieces. Let's see what the specs say on here. Let's see. So number of pieces. Number of resin parts is 369, and you get 369 resin pieces, not including the frame that you use for the perfect grade, and then you have all these plastic pieces for the fin funnels. Battery case and LED. This is one of the few G-System kits where this actually works pretty good. It actually fits in there pretty decently. There's some kits where, like the 172nd high new I did, man, their design sucks on the battery and stuff. It doesn't fit, and it's a nightmare to get to fit in the head. Your photo etch, which are always fun to deal with, and you get some locking mechanism things here for, what are those for? I'm trying to remember. Can't remember what those are for. What part? Anyway, I'll have to remember. All right, so instructions. Here's the arm. And with as with any of these resin kits, the arm is one step. Now they do give you red lines and blue lines, and typically the red line is what you do first, and then the blue line is what you do second. So that kind of gives you a guide of how to put these together. And they do, not on this one, which is weird. So if I remember correctly, on the other instructions, they gave you a list of all the perfect grade parts that you need for this step. Otherwise, you just have to refer to the perfect grade instructions, because some of the perfect grade parts are omitted from this in order to accept the resin pieces. And some of this is a little misleading, like this piece in particular, which they don't explain well, is it actually goes into the arm here, and it's supposed to slide and lock in there, but it's easier if you have the frame all painted first, and then have this all, basically have everything painted, and kind of sandwich this piece between those two pieces, because this is actually the key piece right here to lock everything else together for the two sides and this piece. So that's like the key piece for the arm, for the forearm. That locks everything together. Keeps it all together. And then we go to the legs, and the legs are probably the most complicated part, and the feet are the most complicated piece of the whole kit because it's all resin. I'm glad I've built this kit before, because it takes a little while to kind of comprehend how to put this all together. But it's got a lot of, the foot does, oh, they're there. Those little locking things are for the foot. In the last kit, I didn't even use them. Those typically don't work well. I just leave them out. And everything works well just by kind of tightening everything together. But the pistons move. If you want to flex the foot, you can do that. And here shows you which parts you need for the, so this one tells you which parts you need for the perfect grade, which steps. but it doesn't list the pieces, which is kind of weird, because in the previous kits they'll list you need perfect grade parts, you know, da 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 da, and you can snap those all off and use them. So here's the leg. This is like the knee and upper thigh, instructions, how that all goes together. And my previous kit fit pretty good. I had to do a little heating and bending, and on the previous kit I spent a ton of time masking and painting all this inner detail, which in the end you can't see it, because really you really have to kind of make this armor permanent. It's if you made it removable, I think you'd end up scratching a lot of paint. I need to get with my client and see if he wants to make it, wants me to make these removable, or if he's okay just me kind of attaching them. It's up to him. It's his kit. Here are the shoulder pieces, and these are a real nice piece. I like the way the design, they look good. The fin funnels are designed basically like a master grade Suzabi fin funnel, so they can open up and close if you want. But again, by the time you add paint to it, they don't move very well. A final assembly of the leg right there, and the torso right there, the head. Again, this is all resin except for the crotch. Looking good. And then the last step is the shield and side skirts. So let's see what we got. All right, let's look at some of the pieces. I'm not going to pull these out of the vacuum packing because I haven't done a parts check yet, but you can get an initial idea of the casting quality. Just kind of looking through the bags, and I know in the last kit I did, these parts in particular, let me get some more light on them, were not as sharp as I would have liked. They required quite a bit of cleanup. There's a nice mold line on them, but these look a little sharper than that. The panel lines look better. So those pieces right there already are better than the previous kit I did. And these pieces right here, I remember there was a really bad mold line all the way around it. So that was, just time consuming to get rid of, and I really don't see that here. So to give you an idea of, I did a video not too long ago about commissions and what I charge. So this kit in particular, since I did it last year, I know exactly how long it takes me. And I charge 180 hours for this kit. That's what it took me for the last one. So it's kind of nice when someone asks me to build a kit I've done, because I know exactly what to charge them. That way I know I'm not overcharging or undercharging. I've never overcharged, but sometimes I undercharge. This casting looks really good, I gotta say, compared to the previous kit. Of course, until I get really, really close, but the panel lines look a little more crisp. So I'm not sure how long he's owned this kit. Maybe this is an older casting, or I'm not sure, Matt. If you see this, maybe you can shoot me a note and let me know how long you had this, because this looks a little crisper than the previous one I did. I'm not seeing as many initially mold lines. Last time the mold lines were a big issue. Just a lot of cleanup there. Here are some of the leg pieces. Again, I'm not going to take any of this out because I haven't done a parts check yet. And you guys will see dry fit later when I start building this thing. So they're looking really sharp. This is all to the foot and leg again. These are the pistons that go in the feet. These go on the back of the leg for the thrusters. These are all foot parts and leg parts. Yeah, these are looking pretty good. There's a decent mold line on this piston right here. I'm not sure if you can see it. Probably not because of the reflection of the bag, but there's a decent mold line there. But the panel lines look pretty good. As I do on any of these resin kits, I always rescribe the panel lines. And actually on the Sinanju I'm working on, I think I overscribed the panel lines. They're really, really deep. I'm just having a hard time getting ink into them, so I got to be careful. These are all parts to the torso. And on the previous kit, I know in particular these pieces right here, these go on the backpack, and those were really rough. A lot of sanding and scraping to get rid of the mold line, and these look much better than those did. So yeah, this is looking a little bit cleaner than the previous kit. The detailed pieces, these go on the chest. Yeah, looking good. Here are some armor pieces. These all go, let's see, leg. Yeah, these are all leg armors. And those look nice. Yeah, these panel lines look really nice. These may not require a whole lot of rescribing. They're nice and crisp. So either this is an older casting or it's like a brand new casting. I'm not sure. Also, this bag tests all the ABS parts. Here's the shield. I'll go ahead and open that up because they got it bubble wrap. The shields are really cool design. It's a lot of work with masking and stuff, but it's a neat design. All right, so this piece is looking a little rough. Got quite a bit of bubbles right in here. So I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Come on, focus. There you go. Quite a few bubbles there. There's a decent mold line going through that detail. Same right here. I think that's my biggest issue with G-System shop kits. A lot of times the mold lines are just, I don't know if the mold slip, but sometimes they're pretty bad. And that's tough because a lot of times you have to sand out detail to get rid of them, and then you have to add that detail back. This piece, quite a few bubbles right there in the corner. That'll have to be filled because you'll see that. So bubbles there. Let's look at the big piece. So far, no damage. My 135th RX, man, it had a lot of damage. There's a few pieces that are just crushed. I'm going to have them replaced. It's looking pretty good. Got a little resin sludge right here on the surface there. I'm not sure exactly how that happens. If that's like maybe, I don't think it's a bubble. It's like there's like a blop of resin fell on it and it cured that way. This needs the same cleanup as the previous kit did. Basically, I need to just go sharpen all these edges. There's some bubbles here that I see out just barely near the surface. Once I start sanding, those will pop out, so I'll have to fill those. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, this is leg parts. These are sharply casted. They were like that on the previous kit too. Hold on one second, I'm getting a phone call. All right, sorry about that. My phone rang. It's my wife. So going back to this again, we got leg parts here. Looking pretty good. Those crisp. Yeah, this casting's a little bit better than the previous ones. I keep saying. There's a few little areas, but for the most part, it looks really, really sharp. The feet. I really like the feet on this kit. Good design. It's really kind of cool. You know, your normal sanding and kind of clean up here and there. But overall, really, really good. Let's see. So yeah, a lot of pieces to this kit. So between the resin and plastic, you know, it's good. There's a good 500, 600 pieces to this kit. So that's one reason why these take so long, because every one of these resin pieces need cleanup. All right, so I'm gonna put this all back in here for now until I can sit down and do a parts check and get these all separated by limb. I typically go through and I'll separate it, you know, by arms, by legs, torso, and stuff like that. I make a basically a little mini kit for each area. One nice thing is that I've been given total creative freedom on this kit. I asked the client, what do you want for a color scheme? He's like, you do what you want, man. It's like, I trust you. So again, I love it when I'm given free reign on a kit. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. The last one was, you know, that gray tone, which I really, really liked. Turned out nice. That one I was given a few colors to go by, and basically like this is kind of the color palette I wanted, and I just kind of did them the way I wanted, and they turned out really good. So I don't know. I'm trying to think of something I haven't done before. I haven't done a yellow kit, so I'm wondering if I should do yellow. Yellow as a main color on this might be kind of cool. All right, so here's your LED with battery pack. There's two LEDs. Excuse me. You have, this is one for the eye, and this is a color changing LED, and that goes in the backpack. Kind of cool. Here are your photo etch pieces. You got for the thrusters, a bunch of metal details, little grills for the torso. Got two heat treated, two vacuum form pieces. Those are for the eyes of the gun or the sights. Here are all the ABS pieces. These are for the fin funnels, and those go together just like a master grade Suzabi do. I don't know why they do this, but these are resin. They pack them separate from the rest of the kit, but these are all the pistons for the legs. These go for the side skirts, these little pieces, and then all your thrusters. And a lot of times their thrusters aren't casted very well. The molds always seems to slip. But this looks pretty good. There's a decent mold line here, but all the lines line up, which is okay. As long as all the lines line up, I'm okay. And they give you a little piece of fiber optic that goes behind or in front of the color changing LED. You get a bunch of screws and all those plastic parts. So that's in that bag. So that's the whole kit. I'll start working on cleanup on this in a little bit. Once I get a little further, I need to work on the Sinanju a little bit. I'm gonna try to get some work on the Sinanju done tonight. I had to actually go back, and I'll do an update on the Sinanju, so that's not part of this video. But anyway, this is the introduction to this commission 1/72 Jagd Doga. As I said before, as a follow-up to my commission video I did, if you want this kit done, it's 180 hours worth of work. So that's what I charge, plus supplies. That's what it takes. That's exactly how long it took to do the last one. So I'm familiar with this kit. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to doing this one again because the last one turned out so good, and it was an enjoyable build. Actually went together really smoothly. I didn't have any major hiccups, and I don't recall having to fix a lot of, I don't recall screwing up anything. But as I always say, I mess up a lot, guys, and I just fix it. So it's part of model building. But anyway, first video, maybe I'll do a video of the parts check. Just, there's nothing scientific about it, but it's a necessary part when you do these resin kits because sometimes pieces are missing. These aren't mass produced in a factory. These are, hand packed by someone. So anyway, thanks for watching, and maybe by the next video I'll have a color scheme kind of thought up, and I'll talk about that. But as always, thanks for checking it out. It's Matt Mrozik, aka MVM397, signing off. See you later.